12-ton machine, which is limited for aggregate handling applications. That machine has grown up. Now it's the 982. It's a general purpose machine. What that does for you is it's not just limited to quarried aggregates. You can use it in sand and gravel bank loading. Bill talked about the lift height there. You can see as lift arms go up. And as they have the buckets in the air, there's 7 inches of additional dump clearance. And what that does for our customers is it allows that machine to be used in railcar loading, which we didn't have a good solution for that in the industry today. Another thing to note too, I talked about the weight reduction and kind of the athleticism now of our M-Series loaders. That, as Bill mentioned, the 982M is about 13,000 pounds heavier, which is a bigger machine. Even though we have a bigger machine at 13,000 pounds, it delivers the same payload while delivering 5 to 10% less fuel burn.
One of the changes was the whole front frame has been changed along with the linkage, and so the engineers have a fancy term, they call it section modulus, so it's the depth of the lift arm, and that's been increased on this machine, again, to help it handle those heavier, more aggressive loads. And it's also longer, which gives us, the bucket pen gives us better dump clearance on the machine. The same dual tilt system that we've had for a long time on the 980 series are carried forward into the 82. You can't see it here, but honestly, the fill level on the axles I mentioned has been reduced somewhat on these, and also there's a shroud over the bevel gears, which really helps reduce the churning losses, and there's actually quite a bit of churning that goes on and does burn fuel. A lot of work on some things that aren't too exotic really, but that are really appreciated by customers, and that is hose routings and lines routings. A lot of use of bulkhead fittings and things. So when I say that, I mean these things here. So we're bringing a hose to a termination point and then continuing on from there. So it really cleans up the lines routings in the hitch area and throughout the machine. The real benefit for the customer is that you don't have hoses rubbing together. Hoses rubbing together will eventually result in a leak. So that's why we spend some time and attention in that area. You notice one thing that is missing on this machine that the 980 had, and that is a fuel tank. So the fuel tank has been relocated from the side here, and it's now underneath the engine, which is like all the other medium millimeter models, 950 to 82, all have that. That allowed us to make the electronic service center and the hydraulic service center are essentially identical from the 950 to the 82 in terms of the placement of the components in those service centers. And it really helps that kind of continuity helps our service techs and customer service technicians to know where everything is. So that with the K-Series, we went to a front hinged door that really helps us open up this opening here for the operator. So the entrance now, compared to like the previous cab on the H-Series, is like anywhere from 5 to 9 inches more opening there to get into the cab and get out of the cab. I mentioned inside the steps are angled at about a 15-degree angle here. Very wide open steps to clean your boots off and things don't get stuck in there. So it makes it really easy to get in and out of the machine safely with 3 points of contact. Ample grab irons and guardrails around. You notice we have a full-length guardrail up the door. That was something we added for M-Series. It was an enhancement from the K-Series. And then once you're once you're up there, notice this machine is standard. Actually, all those 66 through the 82 are standard with the joystick steering. And this is the electronic EH kind of a joystick steering. It's unique. It looks like a lot of joysticks, but it's really quite different. Essentially, the machine it's reading machine ground speed, and in that pod on the end there is a motor, and so the faster the machine goes, it actually applies resistance, so it's harder to move the lever.